All right, let's talk about something that can feel, well, a little soft, right? Employee recognition. But today, we're going to look at it through a really hard lens: data. We're going to explore how analytics can turn a simple thank you from just a nice thing to do into a powerful strategy that actually hits your bottom line. So let's get into it.
First up, a question that probably keeps a lot of leaders up at night. You see your team, they're plugging away, they're getting stuff done, but do they feel seen? Do they feel valued? Because when they don't, they start updating their LinkedIn profiles, They start looking around, and often you don't even know what's happening until it's way too late. This isn't just a random fear, it's a very real, very measurable risk.
And here's the number that just proves it. A huge 63% of employees who say they don't feel recognized are actively looking for a new job. That's nearly 2/3 of your unappreciated team members. Think about that. This isn't just about bad vibes in the office. It's a massive retention problem just hiding in plain sight. The stakes are really, really high.
Okay, so if the risk of not doing it is so clear, what about the reward for getting it right? In this first part, we're going to connect the dots between saying thank you and seeing a real return on that investment. This is where appreciation stops being fluffy and starts being a core business strategy.
So here's what's so cool when you look at the analytics. It's a direct line. When you have consistent recognition, employee engagement scores go way up. And when engagement goes up, people stick around, which means your retention rates get a whole lot better. I mean, think about how much it costs to hire and train someone new. Every person you keep is money saved. So recognition is basically a lever you can pull to cut those costs, while you're also building this amazing culture where people feel good. And that, of course, fuels productivity. It's a win-win-win.
All right, we've established that recognition is absolutely crucial. But the next big question is, who should be giving it? Does a great job from the boss mean more than a high five from your teammate? The data actually has a pretty interesting answer. Let's dig in.
Just think about it for a second. In your own career, what's the last piece of praise you got that really made you feel great? Who did it come from? See, the source matters a lot. And understanding the different roles people play is absolutely key to building a program that actually works.
And this breaks down the two main types perfectly. You've got peer-to-peer, which is awesome for catching all those day-to-day wins a manager might not even see. It's high frequency, and it really builds that sense of teamwork. Then you have manager-led recognition. That carries a different kind of weight, right? It's more formal, it connects your work to the big company goals, and it matters for things like performance reviews. The key here is you don't pick one. You need both to be firing on all cylinders.
And look at this. The data totally backs that up. Peers account for the biggest slice of the pie here, a whopping 40%. I mean, that's huge. It shows you that the people in the trenches with you every day have a massive impact on how valued you feel. Your manager is right behind, of course, but the real takeaway is that you need this healthy flow of appreciation coming from everywhere, up, down, and sideways. Okay, so we've nailed down the who. Now, let's get into the what. Because just saying, good job, isn't really enough, is it? To make recognition truly land and actually drive behavior, you need a formula. And don't worry, it's a pretty simple one. Here they are, the 3 magic keys. First, be specific. Don't just say, thanks for all your hard work. Say, hey, thank you for staying late to fix that server issue. You really saved our client presentation. See the difference? Second, make it timely. Praise has a short shelf life. Give it right away, in the moment. And third, frequency. You have to encourage it all the time. The goal is to make recognition a habit, not a special event. That's how you build a real culture of appreciation. Now, having a formula is great, but how in the world do you make that happen across a whole company? Well, this is where technology really changes the game. Let's look at how these modern gamification platforms are completely shaking up how companies do recognition.
These platforms are just brilliant. First, they put everything in one place, so great work doesn't get lost in a sea of emails. They also tap into that part of our brain that loves competition and achievement, with points, badges, leaderboards. It's fun. But the real secret weapon, it's the analytics. You can see in real time which teams are recognizing each other, which company values are actually being celebrated. It makes the whole thing visible, easy, and totally measurable.
So let's put all of this together. Theory is great, but what does this look like in the real world? I want to quickly walk you through a case study of a company that used these exact ideas to completely turn their culture around.
So here's the setup. You got this mid-sized tech company, and they're in a classic crisis. Their engagement scores are tanking, and they're losing good people left and right. They knew they couldn't just keep doing what they were doing. They needed a major change. And here's the crucial part. They didn't just buy some new software and hope for the best. They had a plan. They started with the data they already had,
digging into exit interviews and surveys to figure out what was really going on. Then, they brought in a platform to make peer-to-peer recognition easy. And, this is so important, they actually trained their managers on that 3-key formula. Be specific, be timely, be frequent. It was a complete overhaul of their strategy.
And the results? Well, they pretty much speak for themselves. You can see the impact right here. Their employee engagement score just skyrocketed from a pretty worrying 45% all the way up to a really healthy 78%. That's not just a small bump. That is a fundamental, measurable transformation of their entire workplace.
At the end of the day, it all boils down to this one simple, powerful idea. What gets recognized gets repeated. It's so true. When you consistently and publicly celebrate the behaviors you want to see, whether that's collaboration or innovation or amazing customer service, you're literally telling your entire team, this is what we value. Do more of this.
So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's that by using data and the right tools, you can pull recognition out of the art category and put it squarely in the science category. It stops being this vague, nice-to-have thing and becomes a predictable, measurable way to drive engagement, keep your best people, and boost performance.
And that pretty much brings us to the end. I just want to leave you with one final thought, really a call to action. Right now, today, somebody on your team did something awesome. They solved a hard problem, they helped out a colleague, they made a customer happy. The only question is, who are you going to recognize for it?